Hey everyone, it's Leah from Preventive Fire here today with Les. How are you doing, Les?
Hi, how's everybody?
Good. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about Class K fire extinguishers in the kitchen situation, and we're talking about doing an inspection, an annual inspection on this fire extinguisher. Whenever you find a Class K fire extinguisher, it's going to be in a kitchen situation where it's going to be at the end of a hood by cooking appliances underneath an exhaust hood. It's not meant for any other firefighting application anywhere in the building. You'll have other fire extinguishers like ABC, CO2, Purple K, BC. Those are going to be in other locations. This is Class K, and this is only for use in the kitchen at the end of a hood. And actually, the sign, if you look at the sign, it says, in case of appliance fire, use this extinguisher after fixed suppression system has been actuated. Why are we going to do that? The reason being is that if there's a fire in a fryer, let's start with a fryer because that's the worst case scenario. The fryer is heating. It auto ignites. There's a fire. There's a small little fire. So they don't use the system. They go get a fire extinguisher, somebody in that kitchen, and they put out the fire. And it goes out and everything seems to be wonderful. Well, now it's heating more. And once it breaks through the foam blanket that this extinguisher put on the top, now you have a big fire. And then the person's going to try again to put the fire out with the fire extinguisher, and they may or may not be able to do that. And let's say they did. And then in a very short period of time, now it's heating even more, and it breaks through the barrier, the foam barrier, and now you have a big fire that may be out of control going over the sides of the fryer onto the floor, and now you have a big problem on your hands that might not be able to be contained by the fire suppression system. So it says use the fire suppression system first, and this fire extinguisher is just for mop-up. It's for mop-up of whatever might not have been put out by the fire suppression system. Okay, so we're going to do a inspection on this fire extinguisher. Okay, we're going to put it over here. The first thing I look at is the gauge. Make sure that it's in the green. Okay, we're good. We're in the green. Then I look at the date on the fire extinguisher, and this particular one is a 2004, which means that it's 12 years old, and it needs a hydro test. Okay, so now I'm going to say, well, does this thing have a hydro? Well, then I look at the tags, and this cylinder was hydro tested to 300 psi in April of 2016 by me. And then this is just a recharge tag. If it's recharged over and over again within the 5-year period, it needs hydro in 5 more years, which would be, what, 2021? Yeah, 2021. And after April, it's going to need a hydro again. But between now and then, if it's recharged, we just rip this label off, put another one on, put another one on. This stays for 5 years. Okay, so it has a hydro. It's in the green. It weighs. You weigh this cylinder by hefting. And believe it or not, after lifting thousands and thousands and thousands of fire extinguishers, you can tell when an extinguisher is light. I can anyway. But this particular extinguisher, unlike a CO2, just needs to be, hefted and make sure that it's full, and it's full. I can tell that it's full. Another thing on this particular fire extinguisher is that you put a seal. This is like a range guard nozzle. Anyway, see a little silver seal? That needs to be in there. That's another little thing you got to check. You also take the hose off and make sure that there's no obstructions in there. Everything's good. It's good. Put it back together. Make sure the little O-ring is on there. Seals up nice. Put that back. Okay. So now we've determined that the extinguisher has pressure, that it has a hydro. So now we're going to take off the tamper seal. Make sure the pin comes out, that there's no problems with the pin, with the pull pin. And we're going to put the pull pin back in, put a 2016 tamper seal on there, and tighten that down so the pin don't fall out and everybody can see that it was serviced. Then we're going to take our annual inspection tag, and I'm going to punch Class K. See Class K right there? Class K. It's a pressurized cylinder, so I'm going to punch pressure. I'm going to punch April, because right now it's April of 2016. And it was maintenance. Well, actually it was recharge, so we can put recharge because it was April. And it's good for 12 months. Then I'm going to put the serial number, which needs to be on the tag, which just so happens to be AA 536 580. Okay? Then we take our handy dandy little diamond clip, put it on the tag, put the tag on the fire extinguisher, and voila. And then we put the fire extinguisher back on the wall. And that's how you do a inspection on a Class K fire extinguisher. And that's really all the information that you need to know. I could give you a lot more, but it's just more technical stuff that you really probably don't need to know. Anyways.
Sounds good. So thank you for letting us know how a K-Class inspection is done. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Ciao.